What if you could build powerful automations without writing a single line of code?
In this series, I'll teach you how to use powerful no-code tools to automate real-world tasks step by step from scratch. You'll build real workflows, tools you can actually use, or even sell, and grow into a freelance business. Others are already doing it. Start today, before you get left behind.
In this tutorial, we will take it one step further. You will learn how to append rows or feed data directly into the Google Sheet right from your n8n workflow. So let's dive in and get started. Since we are discussing how to feed data into the Google Sheet, so obviously we need some data to begin with. So for that, we will use onForm submission trigger. Let's search it into the n8n node library. Type form. Basically, what we want is, we want to make a form so that when we are going to type stuff into that, it will be automatically saved into the Google Sheet. So for this, let's take this as our first node. If we are going to click on it, you could see that there are blocks that we need to fill to make our form. So let's start up with the form title. For our example, we want that people want to book a hotel. So let's fill the title of our form as Uptrends Hotel Room. We also include the form description as what room do you like, for example, and we also want some elements. So the first element we will prefer would be the name. We want the element type to be text. We also want to have another element stating the room preference. And we want that to be a drop-down list. So the option would be like a single, deluxe. We want that to be a multiple choice and it would be required field. So our form is completed. Now click on execute step. So here's your form. If you're going to type your name, we want the room supposedly as single, so we will type as submit. So that you could see like here the data have been filled. So this node have been successfully formatted. Now one more thing we want to understand is like here this is a test URL, so this will work for here, but there is another URL. This is called as production URL. So when you will be selecting that, and when you are going to make this active, right? So if you are going to go to your Google and then paste this link, you could see that this is working here. So this is one of the feature you can get with this. Now back to our workflow and then just make it inactive for now. Now if you want this data or the data that is obtained by filling the form, we want that to be saved into any of the Google Sheet. Supposedly, for example, if we want that to be saved into this sheet. So let's go back to our automation. Let's do that. So for that, we have to click over here and then we require a Google Sheet node, just like yes, like in the previous workflow that we have done. So we will require Google Sheet node, right? And what we have to do, we want to add the data. So for that, we have to choose append row operation. That means that the row will be appended, and that means the data will be added into the row. Now from here, we have to connect our Google account. In the previous video, I have already described how to connect the Google account. So for that, if you want, you can check that. That link is being attached in the description of this video. So let's continue now. And the operation we have already selected, it says append row. Now we want to choose what document you want to add. So we will go and we will select which document. So the document name, if you could see right here, it's n8n workflow sheet. So we will select that. And we want to choose the sheet that we want to append. So the sheet would be my first AI automation sheet, whose name is right here. Okay, now we want to add the values. So if you could see, it have already fetched the columns which are in our Google Sheet. You could see there are two columns. It have already fetched the values. Now we have to map these values. So we want the name. So just select that and drag it right here. That's it. No coding needed. And now we want the room preference. So all we have to do is just go over here and then drag it right here. That's it. So this thing is done. Now let's go back. Till now we have completed our workflow. Let's just execute it to test it out. So for the name, I'll be using my latest subscriber name. So my latest subscriber is Mustafa Muhammad. So I'll be using his name. And let's just say like my subscriber Mustafa Muhammad is super rich. So he will be choosing Deluxe room. And then we will be going to click on submit. Let's go back. And if you could see that the workflow is executed successfully, let's check if it is being uploaded. Yeah, if you could see, like the data have been already loaded over here. So that's just completed our workflow for today. I hope this was helpful for you to understand. And in case you have any doubt, you can write down in the comment section. So thank you so much for watching my video.